In the heart of Mushin, a place in Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young man called James. He was born in the struggle, living in the family of hate. He grew up chasing his dream bigger than the streets he roams. James was a tall, attractive, charming young man. He attracts a lot of women around him. He uses his charisma to lure women into his arms. But James had an ambition to travel abroad to America. After university days, James tried to get an American visa, but he was denied. But due to the fact that James is a broke man, he was unable to afford the US visa. Thus, he was broke, jobless. He had no choice. Then a day came. He met a beautiful nurse, which was older than her. But James wasn't into her. But due to the fact that the nurse had basic things he needed money, luxury house, luxury car, she had a job. She can provide for the family. That was a opportunity for James. So James dated the woman. A few weeks into the relationship, James married her. They were married for 5 years and they had 3 children. One day, James found out about her savings and he called his wife. Hey, baby, you know what? I want to make some investment so I'll be useful to this family so that I can make some money for us. Give me this money you had in your savings and I'll make you proud. I want to go to Benin Republic and start importing. That is what James said to his wife. And she replied, okay, my honey, if that's what you want, I'll give you the money. James collected the money from her deceitfully and processed a visa to US. One day, James left home and traveled to the United States without telling his wife. His wife was hoping and believing James went to Benin Republic, but James was already in Chicago. Few weeks after James was in Chicago, James met another white, beautiful woman of his dreams, Sarah. Sarah is an investment banker who is successful, young, and very attractive. She got along with James. They started talking, they started dating, and 7 years passed into their relationship. But it's time for James to think things further. James wanted the lady to marry her. Then, back in Nigeria, his wife searched for James for 7 years, relentlessly, from Benin to Togo, from Togo to Nigeria. But one day, James' wife got an advice from a friend saying, why don't you try the American embassy? James has always wanted to travel to the US. The wife said, it's true. Then the wife took to the advice, went to the American embassy, and said to them, hello, guys. My husband has been missing for years, and it is believed that he has traveled to the US. Please help me contact him. I would love to know where he is. This is his passport number. He submitted it to the embassy, and they did contact James in the US in Chicago. The immigration officer went to James, saying to James, "Hey, James, you have a wife back in Nigeria that is missing you and saying he hasn't heard from you in a while." James denied the fact that he had a wife, forgetting that he had a past. He wanted to put the past behind him. And he also tried to keep this away from Sarah. So the court told him, the embassy told James, "You have to go back to Nigeria and sort out things. If you don't want to marry her again, then divorce her so that you can be permanently with Sarah." Then James agrees. James traveled back to Nigeria, hoping to create a divorce file without the presence of his wife. So James went ahead to the courts, high courts in Lagos, and presented a fake document, even hired a woman to impersonate his wife. After several days of perfecting the documentation, James was on his way to finalize the whole documentation. Then disaster strikes. James had a ghastly fatal accident. Then on this day, James was took to the hospital where his leg was already broken and his arm was already broken. He suffered so much in pain after the accident. Then one day he woke up. The next day he woke up. When he looked up, he saw his wife, who was a nurse, not knowing that James was took to the hospital where the wife was working. The wife cried in silence. The woman who he abandoned, the mother of his children, the nurse. James was so shocked about this. Then a week later, police came to his hospital bed for the arrest of James, saying James has forged all the documents for the divorce. The wife was shocked to know that James came to Nigeria in order to divorce her illegally. But unfortunately, he couldn't. And now is going to be arrested and taken to court. After James recovered a bit with a broken leg and a broken arm, the judge sentenced James to 2 years in prison for forgery. In other words, James lost all his life pursuit, his dream and ambition. He lost his family, he lost his freedom, he lost his body. So sometimes dreams are words but not lies to achieve them. If you like this video, please like and